If you're running an e-commerce store and you're not managing sales tax correctly, you could already owe money to states you've never even done business in. Most online sellers think sales tax is simple. Charge your state, done. That was true 10 years ago. It is not true anymore. In 2018, the U.S. Supreme Court changed everything with a case called South Dakota versus Wayfair. After that ruling, states can require you to collect and remit sales tax just because you're selling into them, even if you've never set foot there. This is called economic nexus, and if you're not tracking it, you're exposed. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up and manage sales tax inside your accounting software, step by step, so you stay compliant, avoid penalties, and stop doing this manually. Let's get into it. Before we touch any software, you need to understand one word: nexus. Nexus is just a legal term for a connection between your business and a state that's strong enough for that state to require you to collect sales tax. There are two types. Physical nexus, you have a warehouse, office, or employees in a state. Pretty straightforward. Economic nexus, this is the one that surprises people. Once you hit a state's revenue threshold by selling into it, you're legally required to register and collect there, even with zero physical presence. The most common threshold is $100,000 in annual sales into a state. Some states used to also trigger at 200 transactions, but that's being phased out. The trend is now purely revenue-based. A few states work differently. New York requires $500,000 in sales and 100 transactions. California is $500,000 in sales. Transaction count doesn't matter. And here's where it gets real. If you're doing decent volume on Shopify, Amazon, or Etsy, you could have economic nexus in 10, 20, even 30 states right now and not know it. Quick note: if you sell on marketplaces like Amazon or Etsy, most states have marketplace facilitator laws, which means the platform collects and remits tax on your behalf, but those sales can still count toward your economic nexus threshold, so don't assume you're fully off the hook. Let's get into the software. I'll cover two of the best options for small e-commerce businesses: Xero and Zoho Books. Starting with Xero. Xero handles sales tax through integrations. The main tool you want is Avalara AvaTax, which plugs directly into Xero and handles automatic rate calculation based on the customer's address, product type, and jurisdiction. Step 1. Connect your e-commerce platform. Xero has direct integrations with Shopify, Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and Etsy. This syncs your orders, taxes, and refunds automatically into Xero. Step 2. Connect Avalara. Go to Xero App Store, find Avalara AvaTax, and connect it. This handles real-time rate lookups and exemption certificates automatically. Step 3. Assign tax codes to your products. Not everything is taxable everywhere. Clothing is exempt in some states. Software is taxed differently from physical goods. Avalara uses product tax codes to handle this. Make sure your items are mapped correctly. Step 4. Run your tax reports. When it's time to file, Xero gives you a clean breakdown of what you collected by jurisdiction. That's what you submit to each state. Now, Zoho Books. Zoho Books gives you a more hands-on native tax setup. It works well if you're in a smaller number of states and want more control without paying for Avalara straight away. Step 1. Enable sales tax. Go to Settings, then Taxes, and switch it on. Step 2. Add tax authorities. Each state you have nexus in needs to be added as a tax authority. This tells Zoho which agency you're remitting to. Step 3. Create tax rates and tax groups. Set your rates per state. If a state has a state rate plus a county or city rate, combine them into a tax group so it applies as one line. Step 4. Set up tax zones. Assign customers to the right zone based on their shipping address. Zoho pulls the correct rate automatically from there. Step 5. Handle exemptions. If you have wholesale buyers, nonprofits, or resellers, create exemption rules and attach them to those customer records. Keep your exemption certificates saved. You'll need them if you're audited. Step 6. For multi-state sellers, Zoho Books also connects to Avalara. Same concept as Xero, automated rate lookups and filing support when you outgrow the manual setup. Here's a simple way to decide which approach is right for you. Go manual using the native tax settings in your software if you have Nexus in 1 to 3 states, your products are straightforward, and you want to keep costs low. Go automated with a tool like Avalara or TaxJar if you're selling into 5 or more states, you sell different product types with varying taxability rules, or you're scaling fast and want to stay ahead of compliance. One thing worth saying, the cost of getting sales tax wrong, back taxes, interest, and penalties, almost always outweighs the monthly cost of an automation tool. Factor that in before you decide. Setting up collection is only half the job. You also have to file and pay the tax you collect. Each state sets its own filing schedule, monthly, quarterly, or annually, based on your sales volume in that state. You register through each state's Department of Revenue portal and file on their schedule. Your 3 options for filing: DIY, pull the tax reports from your accounting software and file manually through each state's portal. Managed filing, Avalara and TaxJar both offer return filing services where they handle submission for a fee. And accountant, if your Nexus footprint is large or complex, hand it to a tax professional who specializes in sales tax. One thing worth saying, Economic Nexus is not retroactive going forward, meaning once you register, you collect from that point on. But if you should have been collecting and weren't, states can pursue back taxes plus interest and penalties. The sooner you get set up, the better. That's the full picture. Understanding Nexus, setting it up in Xero or Zoho Books, and making sure you're actually filing correctly. Drop a comment if you have questions about your specific situation. And if this kind of practical accounting content is useful, subscribe. I put out new videos every week covering tools like these. See you in the next one.